Hello everyone, JJ Vikings here, and I am pleased to be with my mom, and both of us are Cameroonian. So we're ready to talk about sports of both Africa and America. Soccer and American football. Well,
It's called football,
you
by
call
the way.
soccer football, I know.
Yes.
Yes. But the point is I am proud to have my heritage from Cameroon, and I'm proud to have been introduced in the sports of American football and of national football, like the countries, soccer. I know you don't call it soccer, but
What country?
like countries that play the sport, soccer.
Okay.
I've never agreed with when NFL teams win the Super Bowl, they call themselves world champs. They're America champs. It's the Super Bowl being played in America. It's American sport. But why don't you start us off and let's talk about some sports.
Soccer and American football, because we're both lovers of sports, soccer and American football. So JJ, you like American football and I like soccer, right? Let's talk about how we got to like these sports. For me, I studied broadcasting. I was a radio broadcaster. I reported on sports for a while before I came to the country, and I reported mostly on soccer. I love soccer. And before that, just growing up in a country where soccer is the main sports, or we call it football, you just grow loving it, right? Just like growing up in Minnesota, where the Vikings play football, you just grow to love the Vikings and to love American football. So that's how I came to love soccer or football. And then for American football, it's JJ that got me interested in learning about American football. I did not know anything about the game. I knew this little about it until when you began your channel. And the first time I sat down and watched an entire game was 2022.
So it was the Vikings versus the Patriots. It was Thanksgiving night. Vikings playing in US Bank Stadium at home, wearing their primetime purple with gold number jerseys. I remember, unfortunately, you missed the Kene Wangu 97-yard kickoff return touchdown, but there were lots of big Justin Jefferson plays to go around. Lots of big first downs. The Adam Thielen touchdown to kind of seal the victory somewhat. 33-26. Could have been 34-26, but you know the Vikings.
See, I cannot remember those details. Anyway, I watched that game with JJ. And then the second one was when we went to Minnesota for the
Vikings-Bucks Week 1 game.
Correct.
We wore our classic jerseys.
And I watched the entire game. So then I got to, because in the beginning I was like, why is it 3 hours? Why is it so long? I couldn't sit to watch. But when you sit to watch, when you get to find interest and enjoy it, you see that the time goes by so fast. So right now I watch most games with JJ.
Yeah, and I really do appreciate you for that. You've been so supportive of all my dreams, and I hope to pursue them, hope to succeed in them and achieve great things right alongside you.
Awesome. And how did you get to like American football?
Being in Minnesota, being introduced to football, and Mom, you know the full story.
Yeah.
But my biological father passed away when I was 5 months old. Then my stepdad comes into the family. He introduces me to football.
He was already a Vikings fan.
He was already a big Vikings fan when he was younger, and I took the joy of sports. I ran with it, and I was able to turn it into content. I'm so grateful to be able to do that each and every day. I'm so grateful to God for these wonderful skills and the talent that I have. It's truly amazing. But now
and now we watch American football together and also soccer together. We watched the World Cup Championship games.
Oh yeah, I was really mad when France lost. I was rooting for France.
Yeah, and then this year we're also watching the African Cup of Nations that's going on. We'll talk more about that as we continue. But JJ, how has your journey with supporting the Minnesota Vikings been?
Oh, it's been an absolute blast. People call themselves like kind of cursed fans for being Vikings fans. But, I enjoy every bit of it, just being able to do content, being able to embrace the fact that the Vikings are more than just a football team. They're a community that's able to embrace their fans. They didn't have to support me while I was in Minnesota for the game, but they did, and they showed support to my channel too. And just any little thing that they do for me is something that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. So I'm just so grateful for you, Minnesota Vikings, the whole state of Minnesota. You guys are amazing. Hope to be back there for training camps, be in the cart with Gabe Henderson specifically, and to be in the booth with Paul Allen would be amazing, or in the studio like with Tatum Everett, just analysts like that. Same as Ron Johnson, Pete Bursich, Ben Lieber, I could go on and on. But you have been following the 2024 African Cup of Nations, right? So how's that been for you, and how's it going?
Oh man, it's been a blast. I keep saying that it's such a beautiful time to be living in Africa because the competitions really bring joy to people. Even if your country is taking part in the competitions or not, it's just so wonderful to watch people play football or soccer. I'll use those words interchangeably, football or soccer. It's been going great. I felt a little bit sad when my country got kicked out at the 16th finals of the competition.
The great country of Cameroon in Central West Africa.
Yeah.
I love that country so much.
We were great in the 90s. We made it to the quarterfinals of the World Cup back then.
It feels like Cameroon's the soccer is the Vikings of soccer, because they were good in the 90s. So were the Vikings, and now they're choking this year. So were the Vikings.
Yeah, and then they keep, it's like a sad relationship. We love you, but you keep making us cry, and then we
love
back.
our teams.
Then we support you, and then we cry, and then we go, and then we come back.
I want to take my time to support my country, so that's Cameroon, and also if the U.S. is playing and when they're not playing against Cameroon, I'll support them as well, since I was born in the U.S. But I love both countries. And
what if they're playing together against each other?
I'm neutral.
You'll be Switzerland. Yeah, so it's been going great. We have the third place competition today between South Africa and DR Congo, and tomorrow will be the finals between the host country Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria. Nigeria that kicked my country out of the competition.
Oh,
but I still love you, Nigeria. You're my closest neighbor.
Aren't you guys like rivals?
In what?
Soccer, football.
Not really, but because I say not really because Cameroon has won the African Cup of Nations 5 times. Nigeria has won 3 times. So if they win this time, then it will be their 4th time winning. So
has Cameroon ever won like the World Cup, like the
soccer? No African country has won the World Cup.
Vikings of soccer, right there. They've never won. They've choked so much.
Well, we've won the African Cup of Nations, which is the highest so far in the continent, or on the continent, but World Cup, not yet.
Talk about it. The Vikings have made 4 Super Bowl appearances. We've won 4 NFC conference championships, and we never actually won the Super Bowl. So we're pretty much even.
Yeah.
But now that Cameroon is out of the competition, sadly, which country are you rooting for now?
So the semifinals is between South Africa and the DR Congo. The finals, Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire. It is hard for me to support any country at this point of the competition, but I was supporting Cabo Verde, which people call Cape Verde, because they did so well in the competition. Like, they've never won the African Cup of Nations before, and they were playing so well. If they had gone up to the finals, I would have supported them. But right now, I'm very neutral, to be honest with you. I am very neutral. It's hard not. No, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't really support anything right now, but because all my teams are out of the competition.
Well, before we get to our next question, I just wanted to say, both of us have some experience with journalism. You obviously have a lot more than me. I just wanted to thank you for being my mentor with journalism, and for being my mother overall. But also, like, I would call us both journalists. Right?
Yeah, you're an upcoming one, yeah.
I'm an up-and-coming one, or upcoming one. But as Hannah Flood said when I was on Fox 9 for the first time, before actually going to Minnesota the next year, but she said that a little bit of this is in my blood and who I am. And I definitely agree. I totally agree. And that's a huge thing.
That's true. I'm glad I can help. No, so let's talk about the Super Bowl, JJ. The Super Bowl finals. Do you say Super Bowl finals?
You just say Super Bowl.
Just a Super Bowl. See? Because we play the finals of soccer. So the Super Bowl is tomorrow. And tomorrow still, which is February 11th, Super Bowl finals, African Cup of Nations finals. It's the National Youth Day in Cameroon. A lot of things for me to celebrate on February 11th. But which are the teams playing the Super Bowl?
The 49ers and the Chiefs. So
are you supporting any team?
I'm still trying to decide, but the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So there's been lots of drama about people saying that, if the Niners win, if the Chiefs win and the Swifties win, then if the Niners win, then the actual football fans win. I'm going to be rooting for probably the 49ers, but I do see the Chiefs.
Because you have a California connection.
I do have a California connection.
That's why I'm rooting for the 49ers.
I'm a full Minnesotan. I always will be. I've born and raised there for 7 years, but we actually moved there I mean, sorry, we actually moved to California before moving to
So
Massachusetts.
we do have that California love.
And also a couple of our neighbors, there are Niners fans, so we want to support them too.
Uncle Ron, we're rooting for your team.
Yep. But I do see that. Unfortunately, I do see the Chiefs winning. Well, not unfortunately.
You do see the Chiefs winning?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a high scoring game. Both teams are going to be able to put up some points. I do see the Chiefs winning either 28-27, like Tommy Kramer posted on Twitter about, or 28-24. Either one seems about right.
You know, there's some speculations on social media that if what's the team that Travis plays for?
Travis Kelce.
See, I don't know much about American
Travis
football.
Kelce.
I'm gonna keep asking JJ.
Travis Kelce plays for the Chiefs.
So if they win, there's some social media speculations that he's gonna propose to his girlfriend.
Taylor Swift.
Right there.
Right. Oh, Tony Romo accidentally called her his wife. By the way, that was funny.
Boy.
That was funny.
Okay.
That was funny.
That's okay. That's the thing about being in broadcasting. You have some slips, but as long as you go back and fix them, you're okay. We're all human.
He actually interviewed Taylor about it, I think. I could be wrong, but I think he did. Now,
the soccer finals tomorrow, 3 p.m. Super Bowl starts 6 p.m. Eastern time.
So
we're gonna watch together.
So the soccer finals are at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Correct.
2 p.m. Central time, and 12 p.m.
Pacific time.
Noon Pacific time. And the Super Bowl's at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and the also 5 p.m. like Central time.
Yeah.
And
3
p.m. Thank you, Pacific time. So we will be watching both of those games together. Mom, I'm very excited to be watching those games with you. These are very important games. I'm very excited to continue to show my heritage to Cameroon. And I'm very glad that the NFL opened up like their NFL Africa Twitter account and Instagram account, like all those things. I'm glad that they're showing support and recognition to the wonderful continent of Africa. Africa's not a country, by the way. So I'm just glad that they're showing lots of support to that place as well. So I'm excited to continue to do more journalism more analysis about the sport of American football, and to show my interest and support to soccer. Football, both are football anyway, and to the Cameroon team, the U.S. team, and a little bit to France too. They kind of pulled on my heartstrings because of Mbappe and their performance in the World Cup of 2022. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. This was an amazing experience. I love being an analyst. It's an amazing job, and I hope to work for the Minnesota Vikings someday and have this true position in the NFL, and to work with an inspiration, Jeremiah Fennell.
Skol Vikings.
Skol Vikings. Love you guys.